Hi, this is the first edition of A-grade tutorials, and in this tutorial we'll be covering advanced muzzle flashes. Okay, so you should have some base footage. For me, I've just got footage of somebody shooting a gun. As you can see, no muzzle flash, no effects added already, except the bars and the color correction, of course. But okay, so what we're going to be adding is a muzzle flash, smoke, and I'm also going to be becoming environmental glow to make it look a bit more realistic. So what you're going to need is some smoke puff stock footage that comes in the description. I'm just going to turn that off right now. And then also, you're going to want your muzzle flash. And this is it. This is also available in the description. And so as you can see, quite annoyingly, this hasn't been pre-keyed. So what we're going to want to do is go blending mode and screen. And there it's all see-through now, except we have these little lines down here. And we're just going to get that out by going into the rectangle tool, the pen tool. And we're just going to do a quick mask around the muzzle flash, eliminating those lines. And there we go. Now we have the muzzle flash. What we're going to do is just zoom in here so I can work easier. And we're going to find the exact point in time, I'm just going to move this out of the way, that I actually shoot the gun. And that seems to be right here. One frame before that. Yeah, so here we have our muzzle flash, and we're just going to scale that down a bit. And to make it look a bit more realistic, we're going to get a glow filter. And you're just going to drag it onto here, and we're going to raise the threshold up to where you want it. I like mine quite glowy, but I also like to keep some detail, so keep that in mind. There we go, it looks about right. So now what we have is this annoying muzzle flash just sitting in the middle of our frame. So what we're going to want to do is find this exact point and scale our muzzle flash down. So make it one frame long, so that's as small as you can possibly get it to go. Right there. And that's just going to be that frame. Now it's just going to be like that. And actually, we might move it up a bit. There we go. So now we're going to add the smoke. This is quite hard because the smoke I provided you isn't the greatest smoke for muzzle flash. It's my fault. So what we're going to want to do is, again, we're going to go right click, blending mode, and add. So now the background has become transparent. What you're going to want to do is just find a point in time where you want the smoke sort of to appear, and then we're going to drag that into the same frame on which our muzzle flash is. I'm going to make that longer, so about this long maybe. Okay, now what you want to do is you want to rescale that so it fits in with your scene. There you go. And right now, this is what we have so far. But as you can see, we cut it off here. So what we're going to do is go into down here, and you're going to click transform, and going to go opacity, and you click this little stopwatch here, and that'll set a keyframe. So now we can edit the transparency and pretty much everything else we need to edit. As you can see, and we'll make it fade here. I'm just going to drag this back a bit. So now we have this cool smoke effect. There we go. So now we have that. I'm actually just going to turn off the audio here because you need to do that as well, otherwise it won't work. So now we're going to be covering the environmental glow, and this really gives an effect that sort of helps make it more realistic. I don't know. So what we're going to want to do is you're going to go to right click and, oh my bad, you're going to go to Command C and then Command V, and you have to have this selected. Then what you're going to do is right click on it, go to blending mode, and click add. So now we have a light here. What you want to do is go back up into your pen tool, and we're just going to mask around the lower half of our character here. There we go. Mask around, mask around, mask around, mask around. Okay, now we have all the light concentrated on our character, but this doesn't look too realistic. So what we're going to want to do is go back down here, go into here, and transform, and we're just going to, mask, and we're just going to feather that out a bit. And there we go, we have some light. So now what you want to do is you want to make that in your same sort of time that this is. But you don't want to make it too long, maybe a couple frames longer than your muzzle flash, just so to give that impression of light coming off the muzzle flash, and that looks pretty good. There we go, you can see the light there, it sort of fades off. And now we're just going to render it out and see what it looks like. Go. Okay, and that looks pretty good. So now, just to finish it off, I'm just going to add some sounds here. I've got them from the Action Essentials pack, but you can find them online. So now we have our sound, and that'll just fit in nicely, sort of add to the effect. I'll render it out once more. And again, that's also done that same thing where it cuts it off. So we're going to go into audio, and we're going to go to this keyframe here. We're just going to drag that to the first frame. You don't have to do this, I like to add to the effect. And then here, we're just going to get it to about -7. So now, when we go back and render it out, it's a lot better. Okay. Now I'm going to completely render it out, and the finished effect should look something like this.